Hello, and we're starting a new chapter. This will be chapter 8. This will be on perfect competition. We'll be looking at 4 different kinds of market structures, and this will be the first one. This will be the most competitive market structure, and the one that economists prefer in terms of market efficiency. When we study market structures, we look at the market characteristics that make up these structures. And so in perfect competition, we have 4 basic market characteristics. And the first one is that there's a large number of buyers and sellers. That's where the competition comes from. Focus. Okay. So lots of competition on the buying side and on the selling side. And also we don't want anyone to dominate the market. No single or no buyer or no seller can dominate the market. So there might be thousands of buyers and sellers, but if one buyer controls 90% of the market, then it's not really competitive. So a large number of buyers and sellers, with each buyer and seller being about the same size. And so everyone is pretty similar in terms of the size, or what economists call their market share. Each seller is selling an identical product, and this from the point of view of the consumers. So from the point of view of consumers, we can't tell one seller's product from another seller's product. The reason why that matters is that would give maybe some sellers the upper hand. And that is why producers put brand names on things so they can differentiate themselves from their competition. And so you look at the gasoline market at the retail end, just by putting on the name of Shell or Chevron on the name of your gasoline differentiates the product from the competitors. It might be the same product being sold, but as long as you can differentiate, then it doesn't meet this definition. Likewise, for over-the-counter medications like a decongestant, there's the brand name of Sudafed, and then you have the store brands, Kroger, Target. And usually the brand name, the major name of Sudafed would have a higher price than, say, Target or Kroger. Even though if you look at the back part of the packaging, you notice that the ingredients are identical in both products. But again, that brand name makes it so you can differentiate. So we're selling things here that they cannot differentiate. They are homogeneous. So, for example, this would be many of your agricultural products. You know, an apple is an apple, a potato is a potato. You walk into a store, you buy your potatoes, you don't know where they come from. There's no brand name on your potatoes. Probably the best example would be the stock market. You buy and sell shares of stock. They are identical. Your shares of stock are the same as my shares of stock. There's no differentiation, and therefore that would definitely meet the definition here. A lot of the things that we do buy as regular consumers probably would not meet this definition completely. Things you buy in a store like a Target, you would find that most items on there would have brand names. But even with the brand name, it still can come close to this market characteristic here in terms of the amount of competition. No substantial barriers to entry into the market or exit. This allows for firms to come into the market easily and to leave the market easily. This allows for firms to come in and compete if profits are high, and if profits are low or negative, then it allows firms to get out of the market pretty easily. So this allows for new competition, and it allows for firms not to fear coming in because they know they can leave pretty easily if they change their minds. And then information. Information can give you the upper hand again. If you have secrets of trade, you have a secret formula for some kind of a product. Therefore, again, you would have differentiation in terms of the products you sell. So here, there's no secrets of trade. We all know what each other's producing. Again, agricultural products. You're a potato farmer. I'm a potato farmer. We have all the information we need to know about potatoes, and then all the prices are known out there and the profits. Prices and profits are important because, again, if you're making a lot of profit, if no one knows about it, then we won't have the competition. So we know where the profits are, we know how well you're doing, and we know the prices out there that everyone is selling at. Now, all these things make the market very competitive, but also does something else that we talked about earlier, and that makes everyone a price taker. So that means we don't have any control over the price as a single buyer or a single seller. So no buyer nor seller can influence the price one buys or sells at. So if you sell all your shares of IBM stock, no one cares, the market doesn't care, it's not going to change the price at all. You put an order in to buy 1,000 shares of IBM stock, again, that's not going to have any impact on the market. So every one of these markets are, again, price takers. Now in these markets, and this is not just the same, this is not just for competitive firms, this is for anyone, your total revenue is your price times quantity. I'm going to use in this chapter a lowercase q, and we're going to use the uppercase Q, capital Q, to represent the market output. So that would be the market output. And little q would be the output for one firm. And then your margin of revenue tells us the change in total revenue when one more unit of a unit of output is sold. So if the market is $10 and you don't want to sell anything, then you have no revenue. And margin of revenue needs some kind of a change. And if you want to sell one unit, well, the market sets the price. If the market says the price is $10, it's $10 for every one that you sell. So if you want to sell one, then your total revenue would be $10 times 1, that would be 10. And your revenue went up from 0 to 10, that would be your marginal revenue. You go for a second one, again, the price is $10 for every one that you sell. So you sell both at $10 a piece. So now your revenue would be 10 times 2, that's $20, which has gone up again by 10. You want to sell a third unit, the market sets the price again at 10. So your total revenue will be 10 times 3, that would be 30. And your marginal revenue is 10 again. Maybe these are shares of stock and the market says the price is $10. Well, if you want to sell your fourth share of stock, it has to be sold at the same $10 price. Your total revenue is now 40, and your marginal revenue has gone up again by 10. You want to sell 5 shares total, each one sold at $10 a piece. Total revenue is $10 times 5, and that'll give you $50 of total revenue, which again has gone up by 10. So you might have noticed already that your price is the same as your marginal revenue. Now that is a unique characteristic for firms in a competitive market. The price is equal to the marginal revenue. Why? Because the firm is a price taker. If you have any price making power, which all the other firms and all the other markets have some degree of, this would not be the case. So this is only the case for firms in a perfectly competitive market. Look at the firm's demand line or curve. In this case, it'd be line in a perfectly competitive market. What we have on the left side is the market supply and demand. And the market sets the price. And we learned that in chapter 3. And we looked at the market adjusting. If the price was above $10, you would have that surplus. The price would come down. Prices below $10, you have a shortage and the price would go up. So price is going to stabilize at $10. And that Q star, or capital Q star, is the market output. And then every firm in this market is going to be a price taker. And so what they do is they literally take that price of $10, bring it over here, and that becomes their price as well for all the ones they sell. Looks like it's fallen a bit. This should be a horizontal line. Make it a little bigger. There you go. And this would be $10. If they want to sell one unit, they're going to sell one unit at $10. If they want to sell 2, each one sold at $10, and so on, all the way out to whatever amount, X amount. And this becomes the firm's demand line. And so this demand line, D, is equal to the price set by the market, and because margin revenue is the same as price, it's also equal to the margin revenue. So all three things are equal to that line right there, that demand, or that $10. That'd be your demand for the firm, that'd be the firm's price, and that'd be the firm's margin revenue. Next step is to look at profit maximization.